I wish I could tell you I had some good stuff to say today, but I just don't. Yes, we have some breaking news from Marvel again. Although this isn't really news, it's just reports, it's leaks, because apparently, as you can see there was a leak on 4chan from someone who claims to have worked at Marvel who just recently got fired because of, you know, things in life. So now he's no longer working there and he's been spilling the beans over what's been going on. And as you can see here, we have some pretty shocking revelations of what could possibly be happening. Now, I don't know if this is actually going to happen. I hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't in regards to what they're planning, or what they're apparently planning for the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. It sounds awful, but we'll get to it, so we will. But the first major thing that I want to talk about is this man right here. That's right, the man himself, T'Challa, King of Wakanda, and apparently not so much anymore. So Chadwick Boseman, who is the actor that played T'Challa, in several Marvel films now. Of course, he first appeared in Captain America Civil War, which, for people who don't know, is actually, he was one of my favourite characters in that film. He was, it was his first appearance and completely stole the show, in my opinion. He was excellent in that film. And then after that, I was extremely excited for the Black Panther film that was coming out. And it came out and it was alright. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't amazing. But for some bizarre reason, the rest of the world thought it was amazing. So maybe I was wrong. Who knows? And it ended up being nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. Yeah, I still can't believe that. But never mind. They did announce a sequel a while back, and it looks like Chadwick Boseman might not be in it, which is crazy, really crazy, because you would think he would be one of the major guys going forward, but apparently not. So we're going to get into this story. They also bring up this character here, Namor, who's a big character in the comics, and apparently he's going to be in the movie soon, but they're going to change him. So let's read this. A wild rumour has hit the net that offers Chadwick Boseman might be Chadwick Boseman's out as the Black Panther, instead replaced by Namor and possibly Shuri. I remember hearing about those rumours a while back, that they want Shuri to be the new Black Panther because why? I don't know. I mean, I like Shuri. I thought she was alright in that film. For people who don't know, that's his little sister, who's like his sidekick or whatever. I don't get why people want her to replace him. I mean, I don't think she can take his role, to be honest. I just don't think she could support that film or whatever, but especially considering how Black Panther was a big hit and people want to see Black Panther in it again. They want to see him come back and be in more movies, but But yeah, we've also got some stuff with the Fantastic Four and whatever else. So yeah, Kevin Feige plans on replacing Kevin Feige, that guy. He plans on replacing the actor of Black Panther with a female version, played by Shuri. What can I say? I don't think he knows what he's doing anymore. But yeah, it says it here. They want the. He's basically their premier black super. They basically call him the premier black superhero here, which he kind of is. I mean, yeah, there's others. There's the Falcon, played by Anthony Mackie. There's War Machine as well, and some other characters. And there's characters that they've not even introduced yet in the movies, like Luke Cage, or Storm or whatever else. There's tons of other characters that they could introduce, but but no. Instead, they want to bring in Namor and make him black. Yeah, Namor, the Submariner. I don't get the logic behind this. Like, Namor's someone who lives under the sea. I don't get why he would be black. In my opinion, he should be the palest looking character in the MCU when he pops up. Like, he should be white as fuck. Like, he should look pasty as fuck when he arrives. But is what it is. Apparently they want to change him because T'Challa or Chadwick Boseman doesn't want. Apparently Chadwick Boseman is having issues with his pay rate Like, he wants to get paid more money for being in more films, which, you know, the guy gets paid a lot of money anyway, and I can understand wanting to get paid more money because, you know, the first film did really well and he was a big part of that. I get that, but at the same time, the guy must realise that this is his bread and butter and doesn't want to just throw it away. So I don't know if it's down to that completely, but the big shock here is, as you can see in this picture, he's gotten very skinny. He's lost a lot of weight, and he looks nothing like how he did in the films. And this is just, yeah, this is him recently. He looks nothing like how he did when he was in the movie a few years ago. Here he is. He looks big. He looks bulky. He looks like a superhero here. Here, not so much. Here he looks like he's about to just check out the hospital. No offence, Chadwick, but you do look very unhealthy here. I hope he's doing okay. That's a nice plant in the background there. But yeah, apparently there's some talks going on, so hopefully he manages to stay on, because I would really hate to see him leave. He's one of the few characters left that I would have some interest in seeing going forward, but, you know, is what it is. But on to what I really wanted to talk about here, and it's the Fantastic Four. Now, the Fantastic Four, for people who don't really know, are probably some of the most important Marvel characters ever, especially Marvel characters that haven't appeared in the MCU. Now, there has been Fantastic Four movies before, lest we forget Fan Four Stick. Yeah, I don't want to remember that film. But, you know, they've still to appear in the MCU, but the rumours here of how they're going to introduce them soon, I'm not too happy about, put it this way. So, originally, what Marvel were going to do is, they were just going to focus on more Avengers stuff. Getting back to the new rumours, which also have to do with the Avengers, Fantastic Four and X-Men and yada yada yada. Someone posted leaks claiming they have done work for Marvel and been laid off as of Wednesday. I talked about that earlier. They said that initially the plan was to hold back on the other characters and just push for more Avengers stuff. However, that plan has hit snags. I wonder why. Is it probably because they killed off some of the biggest and most important Avengers characters and they think they can just replace them, even though they can't? Like, look, don't get me wrong, I like the Falcon, and I am excited for the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show. I'm really looking forward to that. I like some of the other characters that Marvel have, like the Scarlet Witch and Vision and whatever else, Ant-Man, but, you know, they're not Captain America, they're not Iron Man. And, you know, the characters that they still have that are pretty big, they've kind of fucked over. Like, I'm sorry, but I cannot see them doing anything with the Hulk anymore after what they did to him in Endgame. Like, they completely butchered him as a character, and I can't take him seriously anymore. Like, sorry, Mark Ruffalo, but yeah, that just wasn't the Hulk at all in that movie. And same goes with Thor. I think they completely fucked him up beyond repair. Like, I know they're doing another Thor movie. I don't give a shit, especially with Taika Waititi directing it. I'm not the biggest Taika Waititi fan, and, you know, I enjoyed Ragnarok enough, but I have my issues with it, and I really think this next film's going to play more into those issues than anything else, and it's just going to be a complete joke. And like I says, after they completely emasculated him and brought him down to his lowest, and they didn't build him back up again at the end. That's the really annoying thing. It's like, it would have been something to have him as a joke for a good chunk of the movie and then build him back up at the end, but they didn't. And it's no wonder that he's no longer a bankable character going forward, and like I says, they killed off all the other characters, so it's like, who's going to lead the Avengers now? You know, it's like, we don't really have a good candidate. I mean, the closest to a good candidate, ironically enough, would probably be Black Panther. But that's a discussion for another time. So they can't do more Avengers films, apparently. Although I do think they probably will do one at some point. But they're planning on doing a Fantastic Four film, which I would be excited to see. You know, I've always wanted to see them done well, and hopefully done right in the MCU, but, you know, we need to wait and see. But apparently they're going to introduce Namor as well, who kind of like a Fantastic Four villain. I know he was around before that and he's been his own character and stuff, but kind of always see him as a Fantastic Four villain. And apparently he's going to appear in this film as well, but they're going to do something really fucking weird. Okay, so this is where my issues begin. So they're going to introduce the Fantastic Four, but they're not going to do their origin which I don't get why they wouldn't. I mean, yes, there was films before, and I get that, it's, a lot of people know their origin, but unlike with Spider-Man, where it was done perfect in the first Spider-Man film, and that's why people didn't want to see it done again. With the Fantastic Four, it's like, yeah, it wasn't really done perfect the first time. And I really think that they should show it in the MCU, especially considering how easy it is to do the Fantastic Four's origin. It's literally just they go in a rocket into space, they get hit with asteroid rays or whatever, and they get their powers. It's as simple as that. Is that too difficult to do in a movie? You know what I mean? It's I don't get it. But apparently they're gonna write it in here that they were actually. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't take this seriously at all. But I can't believe I'm saying this. But they were apparently around in the MCU the whole time. We just didn't see them. That's dumb. That's really, really dumb. Now, if they were doing the whole, yes, they were around, but they were lost in space or something, or they came back in time from the 60s or whatever, like some people have theorised, then okay, maybe I could see that happening, but yeah, this just sounds weird. So yeah, apparently they were there in the background the whole time, but we've never even heard a mention of them, never mind see them, but now suddenly they're just going to appear and yeah, they're there, and apparently they move into the Avengers Tower, and that's the Baxter building now, so okay. And then we get to this bit. So apparently Sue and Reed are already married at this point. So this takes place later on in their history. So not at the beginning. Keep that in mind, because I'm going to get back to that in a moment. And she becomes pregnant with their child, Franklin Richards. But apparently in this timeline they're going to make it that he is actually Namor's son, and that she had an affair. You see what they're trying to do here? They're trying to take the Fantastic Four, which basically is this family unit. They're the first family of Marvel, and they're trying to break them up, and they're trying to, they're trying to fucking distort it, and, because I don't know, but families are evil in this day and age, something like that, and we can't depict a family in a positive light. Even though the Guardians of the Galaxy movies have done that perfectly, pretty much. We can't do that anymore though, because that's evil, and we have to have everyone, having affairs and stuff. So yeah, she's going to have an affair with Namor, and Franklin will be half white, half black, whatever. I still think the idea of a black Namor is dumb. It's like there's plenty of black characters out there. Before you come out and call me racist, this character right here, Storm, is one of my favourite characters ever. She's a black woman. She was the leader of the X-Men throughout most of the 80s. Why don't you introduce her? You know what I mean, Marvel? It just seems really cheap. I'll get on to that in a moment when we talk about the X-Men. And here's another thing that really bothers me. This is a preferential thing though, but I'm just going to come out and say it. Apparently Kevin Feige wants to cast younger actors to play Reed and Sue. And I presume obviously Johnny and Ben as well. And that really bothers me for two reasons. One, we've already seen it. We saw it with Fan Forstic. It did not work with Fan Forstic. Like, Miles Teller's a good actor. He was great in Whiplash. He was not Reed Richards. He was awful in that movie. They were all awful in that movie. That was just a terrible, awful, horrible movie. And you would have thought that Marvel Studios would have learned from that. They would have looked at what Sony, or not Sony, they would have looked at what Fox were doing and tried to do the opposite. Because that film, Fan Forstic, was supposed to be like an inversion of the original Fantastic Four. Why not do the opposite of that and just do the Fantastic Four from the comics? Why don't you do Stan Lee and Jack Kirby's Fantastic Four? Why don't you adapt? Why don't you do the exact same thing to them that you were doing with the Avengers for the longest time? Is that so difficult to do? You know what I mean? But, they want to cast young actors. And another thing that really bothers me is the fact that we tried that with Spider-Man as well. We got a really young Spider-Man in here, and all we ended up getting was really... Well, my thoughts on young Spider-Man. I'm not a fan. So apparently John Krasinski and Emily Blunt, who everyone wants to play them, and apparently John Krasinski, this is something that's not mentioned here, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. John Krasinski apparently met with Marvel Studios recently, so he might be involved in a project. Now apparently rumours are out that he wants to direct this film as well as be in it. That he's really interested in doing this. Don't know if that's true or not. It would be really cool though, but we need to wait and see. Yeah, I got some gorgeous artwork here, though, I'll say that. But yeah, that's basically all that about the Fantastic Four. I'm not really happy, to be honest, but we'll see if that turns out to be true or not. I don't think it will. I think there's some things there that I can't see them doing at all, but there's some things like twisting the family dynamics and shit. Like, I can see them doing that because you know Hollywood in this day and age, you know, they've always got to mess with things, so they do. But we go on to the X-Men here, and they talk about what they're going to do with the X-Men, and this really bothers me. So it does. Like, apparently we're going to get Professor X and Magneto, and only one or two additional allies. Like, I don't get that. That's just weird. Oh, and also they're both going to be black in this, or persons of colour, whatever. Even though Magneto's Jewish, and if you change that, you kind of change his character completely. You know, but, you know, just ignore that. You know what? We're not going to bother doing this character who's a Holocaust survivor in the story, but that doesn't matter to these people. You know, we're just going to change that. You know, is what it is. And, you know, they're going to change that, and we're only going to get 3 X-Men or whatever, or 3 mutants. And here's the best part. Both Professor X and Magneto's alliance of mutants, as well as things, will focus on Professor X and Magneto in a Civil War style feud. So basically we're going to get another X-Men film just like every other fucking X-Men film that Fox made, where it's just Xavier and Magneto having, you know, an argument over ethics and stuff, about mutants living in a society run by humans. Every fucking Fox X-Men film touched upon that. That story's been played to fucking death. Can we get something else involving these characters? Like, seriously, I like Magneto as a character. Kind of sick of seeing him in all these films. Don't think he needs to be in these films. You know, you do realise the X-Men have a pretty big rogues gallery. We don't need to focus on one character constantly. Like, for fuck's sake, I'd like to see them go off into the Savage Lands and fight dinosaurs or something. Or, you know, maybe go out into space and meet the Starjammers or whatever. Just anything fucking else. Anything else, you know. But nah, let's just do the first X-Men movie again. And I swear, if I have to see Xavier and Magneto playing fucking chess one more fucking time, I'm gonna fucking lose it. So I'm like, God, just. So yeah, that's the rumours with the MCU going forward, and this is just regarding these characters. They also have some weird story here about the Infinity Gems coming back and Franklin Richards being, you know, it sounds awful. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds absolutely awful. Like, I like the idea of seeing Namor. I really like the idea of seeing him pop up, but this isn't the real Namor we're gonna get. And yeah, Rip T'Challa, I suppose. You know, I mean, I've said it before, that film was massive, so it was a few years ago. It was arguably the most popular Marvel film outside of the Avengers films of the last few years. I don't know, maybe Winter Soldier I'd say is a bit more popular, because that film was just class. So it was like that was a fucking perfect film. And the Guardians of the Galaxy movies as well. But like, yeah, Black Panther, I didn't love this film, but I'm not gonna lie, this resonated with a lot of people. So it did, and you would think he would be he's a very popular character, he's played by a good actor, you would think that he would be, you know, a candidate to be one of the, you know, the main characters going forward for the next few years. Apparently not. Apparently they want to get rid of him. So yeah, is what it is. But yeah, it does touch upon here at the bottom that he's, you know, he's asking for a pay rise, because apparently he gets like 3 million a film, but he wants 15 million, which, you know, honestly, I'm not even going to touch upon this too much, because, you know, in my opinion, arguing about money, especially that amount of money at a time like this, is kind of petty. So it is really, really petty. Like, there's a lot more going on in the world, and I think this is, you know, like I said, we don't know exactly what's going on. This is just rumours, but if he is demanding, you know, 10 million extra at this fucking time, jeez. But, you know, we need to wait and see what's happening. apparently, you know, these rumours came from 4chan, like I said, so they're not the most concrete in the world, but I did want to talk about them and give my thoughts on all this because, you know, I'm interested in where the MCU is going, even though I'm not that excited. I've said before, you know, got my issues with where Marvel are going and stuff, but, you know, I care about these characters, so I do, and I want them to do them right, so I do. We need to wait and see what happens. But like I've said before, you know, Fox didn't do the best job in the world with the X-Men and especially the Fantastic Four. But, you know, Sony didn't do the best job in the world either with Spider-Man, and we thought that Marvel Studios was going to do the best job ever, and we were going to get the definitive depiction of Spider-Man ever, and we didn't. We got, I would argue, the worst version. Like, out of the three of them, Tom Holland is the worst. And I hope that we don't get the same situation here. Like, Fan Four Stick was bad, and I don't think we can get worse than that, but I don't want to fucking tempt it. No, I want the real Fantastic Four. I want the real X-Men. And the real Namor and the real Black Panther and all these characters. I want them all done well. So I'm hoping that things can get better, but we need to wait and see. Also, this comment here at the bottom, I need to touch upon this quickly. This is from last year, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. There's a producer at Marvel, I can't remember her name, but she's like the second most important person there below Kevin Feige, I'm fairly sure. When Dark Phoenix was coming out last year, she claimed that the term X-Men is simply outdated because it contains the word men. Yeah. This is the kind of logic we're going up against now. Don't know what to say. But yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoyed this little rambling video. Went on a little bit longer than I'd like, but I really wanted to touch upon these rumours. Even if they turn out to be absolute bullshit, which, you know, hopefully that's the case. I just think it's interesting to talk about anyway, so, you know, if you enjoyed this video, please give the video a like and whatever else. And please tell me what you think they're going to do with these characters in the comments. Tell me what you want them to do with these characters, because I know I've got, you know, my hopes and whatever else. Until then, though, see you guys later.